Krysan from the Las Vegas Natural History Museum, and today we are going to create not only our first art journal, but we are going to create a giraffe in that art journal. First thing that we'll need is we will need some paper. Right here I've got some hard cardstock, but you could use construction paper or even just regular paper around the house, and you can make a title page for it and a cover and everything. The other thing I've got here is just a stack of regular printer paper. I'm sure you guys have this at home. If you don't, I'm sure there's other types of paper that you do have there. So for us to make our art journal, we are going to have our cover and our paper. We're going to put it together and make sure everything's nice and lined up. Then we're going to fold it in half, just like that. Make sure everything's good and just fold along that crease, okay? The next thing we're gonna do is we're going to flatten this down just to kind of keep it all together. So I'm just using a regular Sharpie for that, and we're going to squish it down. And there we go. We have a book. You can do an extra step of stapling the spine, but I don't think we really need to do that today. So one of the things that we want to do with this series is to help you create things from items around your house and to find a nice space where you feel comfortable in order to do that creation. Today I am out in our lovely garden at the museum. Not a lot of people get to see it, so I am excited to be able to do this today out here, so you have a chance to see the beautiful trees that we have here. And I would always suggest before you start doing any sort of art, especially if you're going to go outside to your backyard, is that you gather all of your supplies first and make sure you've got them. So we already made our book. I've got another book here just as a hard surface so I can draw. I have my pencil, I have my eraser, and I know a lot of pencils do come with erasers, but if you're like me, you actually erase a lot. And then I also have a marker for the end. This part is optional. It's just to help with the outline so you can get rid of all the other pencil marks in the page. So what we're going to do today is we're going to draw a giraffe, but we're going to use shapes in order to learn how to draw this. One of the first things that you learn in art is to find the shapes in things so that you can learn how to draw that thing quickly. Now, with a giraffe, I know it sounds silly, but their head kind of has different shapes on it. So the main part of a giraffe skull, to me, looks an awful lot like a square that has a triangle and a little bit of an oval. I know it sounds weird, but let's give it a go first and see if you agree with me. So I'm going to start somewhere on the page. I don't want to do it direct center because I still have to fit that long neck and the body in there. So I'm going to kind of start it right about here. And I'm going to lightly draw a square. After that, I'm going to add my triangle, and I'm going to put my oval right here. So this part comes down like that. That's the rest of his mouth, and there's his cheekbone. But we all know giraffes have ears, and they also have those funny looking little horns on the top of their head. So we have to make sure that we add those funny little horns, which are kind of like rounded rectangles, right? And their ears are almost like diamond shapes. And I'll put his other ear kind of over here, just off in the shadow. Now, before we continue going down his neck, we're gonna have to make sure he can see stuff. So we'll just put an eye right here. He is an herbivore, so his eyes are on the side of his head, not in the front like ours. Now, I'm sure you guys will love the neck part because that is just this long shape right there, right? almost like a rectangle because we could have it there and there. But really, they've just got this long neck, and I love the long neck. It's one of my favorite parts of them. After that, we have to give him a body. Now his body, it's kind of shaped a little funny. So just kind of watch a little bit and I'll describe it as I'm going through. The first part that I want to do is I want to give him his back and his chest and stomach. So that's the first thing I want to do. And I'm going to just go down a little, and we're going to give him kind of this boxy body to about the middle of the stomach and kind of come like that. So his body is going to be this quadrilateral right here, okay? Now, next we have to give him some legs, and we know he's got real long legs, right? So I'm gonna take this here, and I'm gonna bring his legs down, and I'm kind of going to do a triangle, okay? Now the reason I'm doing a triangle is because he also has really big knobbly knees. So we need to draw a circle there. And then we can bring his leg back down in a rectangle. And he needs his hooves. So we will just bring a hoof out right there. Okay, and we'll make that triangle there. That's his hoof. But he only has one leg here. We all know giraffes have 4. Now we need to add in the rest of his legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of draw it out here. One thing that giraffes also have is tail. So we are going to give him his little tail there. And he's got hair that comes down there. I am going to outline this real quick with my Sharpie, just so we can get rid of all of these other lines real quick. And then we'll go ahead and start adding in the spots. Now's the time. Since the marker dries pretty quickly, I don't have to worry about anything smearing. So I'm going to take away all of that. He kind of looks like a very long-necked sort of deer at this point. So us adding in those spots will definitely help with that. Now the part that I love about giraffes in regards to drawing them is it kind of doesn't matter how you do their spots because all of them have unique spots to them. So me, I kind of like to make weird little shapes that don't really even mean anything. And there you have it. You've drawn yourself a giraffe. I would love to be able to see what yours looks like. So if you could put it in the comments down below, I would love to see what you have been able to create with Krysan today.